let's look at basic words for clothing in French. In this section, you'll find around 20 words that you would use on an everyday basis, and they are all presented in a table where you can focus on the English and French correspondences, but also the correspondence between the meaning, the French, and the sound.
Un chapeau.
So make sure you go through all of these, uh, hiding the English and recognizing what this word means in English, hiding the French, making sure you can come up with it. And always, when you do learn a word, make sure you,
Un chapeau.
un chapeau, repeat the pronunciation. Unfortunately, French doesn't always represent the sounds very well in the written word. So make sure you base your pronunciation on listening and not so much on the writing. Because what you'll find often there will be consonants like here that you write them like the N in blouson, but really it never actually is pronounced. So base all your learning of pronunciation on sound. Make sure you can write them out as well. So here's an overview of what you're going to find in this guide. Some verbs as well. We'll give you 4 important verbs: porter, enlever, s'habiller, and laver, that you'll want to learn. Even if you don't get the conjugation perfect, make sure you know the basic meanings. You can practice the conjugation here with the verb tennis game, but make sure you also go and do the tennis game that's based on those tables to show that you've really learned the words and that you can spontaneously come up with them. So if we go in here, make sure you slow it down if it's a little quick. Can you come up with this? And keep in mind that you don't always have to write it out. As long as you can come up with it and pronounce it, that's an indication that you are able to use the word spontaneously. Writing it is great as well, but minimally you want to be able to pronounce the French when you see the English. One grammatical point to keep in mind, and this is an important difference between French and English. Let's look down here. English, he sees me. These pronouns that are object pronouns, me, him, her, now they come after the verb in English, but not in French. In French, they come before the verb. It's kind of like you would say he, me, sees if you were to follow the French order in English. So eventually you'll want to learn all the pronouns, but it's really important to respect the French word order here because this is a very common structure. If you want to learn more about these pronouns, well, we have a full explanation in the grammar guide. Don't forget to do these exercises. It's one thing to learn the words in a list in a table, but make sure you can come up with the words by themselves. The last thing you need to go and do is do these translations. Come up with them yourself, and then go check them on BonPatron to see whether you have the correct words and also whether you put them together correctly and that you are following the rules of French grammar. You can also find the answers right here for the translation if you wish. So take around 2 hours to go through the tables. That's the most important point. But also, don't forget there's some grammar there, and pronunciation is important.